Okay, so that is us starting up our 103rd session of our Wrath of the Immortals campaign, with our characters being up to Phase 3, Season 1, Episode 14. I believe someone's trying to send me messages, so at the time I'm looking that up, I will say it is online we have Jeremy.
Good evening, all. Yes, I'm playing Karameikos, the generous and giving, wonderful member of the Kaldan community, always out to help the wider society, and with his understanding, or exquisite and in-depth understanding and knowledge of the world and everything in it.
Sorry, I had a cough there, sorry.
And next online we have is Martin.
Yes, I'm playing Terrell and Silverleaf, the Kenzai monk. And he... Sorry, what was it?
I believe there was an echo.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I tried to switch to... to whatever, and it fucked it. But anyway, I'll fix that up shortly. That'll do.
And last tonight we have is Mark.
Hi, I'm playing the Great Warrior Bradshaw Dugan. I do remember my last name, took me a while to remember that. The stable member of the party, I was going to say.
So does that mean that they're supposed to wash you down after every night's walk and feed you hay?
Well, you could walk.
Well, I do like staying in the stables with
What do you think Dimitri's got his decant of endless water for? He put on guys for every night just to wash down the dwarf.
Then I hand my endless patch of apples and give him an apple.
And I'm glad to see the Bradshaw remember something.
See, all we need is a endless pouch of sugar. We could make some apple kind of dessert with all that kind of thing together. Anyway, that's another thing for another day. Anyway, sorry, Martin, you can go ahead.
It's all good. And so the characters are currently on a alien starship trying to find what's happening there and a way out, because the door they came in hasn't opened since they've gotten inside. They have discovered two members that had been previously captured by the inhabitants of the vessel and stuck in a stasis chamber, and then managed to recover both of them, one of them being Bradshaw. And Bradshaw, for some reason, didn't have his clothes with him. He kept spouting that it was all due to his wife showing up, but we all know that if she actually made it to this valley, there would be very little chance he would have been taken, or she wouldn't be around anymore.
And irrespective, what was he doing without his clothes anyway, when he was on watch, and supposed to be ready to act at any moment.
Look, we decided to put a line in the sand in that, and I think we should keep it going. Let's not ask questions that you do not want to know the answers for.
Well, as a GM, I was going to add, it really does depend on what he's watching. He obviously was not watching for threats.
He was obviously not doing the job he was supposed to be doing while he was on watch.
The more we talk about it, the more chance I'm going to release the real information. Okay? I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you can say that will surprise him at this stage.
And does he think there's an excuse?
I don't think we need to discuss this anymore. Otherwise, I'm going to start talking about this situation, and you will very discuss it for the rest of the session.
Is that where we hear challenge accepted?
I've got about 3 more strikes on the list. If I get it from Jeremy tonight, it's coming out.
Dimitri would never bring up such a topic that was
Unsavory?
comfortable for his teammates.
Have we got a new Dimitri, have we, just for the end of the year?
Hey, you've got to make it a fun session for the end of the year. Yeah. Go ahead, Martin. I'll let you.
Okay, so you had found the mysterious grey card,
Yeah.
which is supposed to give you full access to the place.
Ooh. And we've also had knowledge that the computer control center was close by in the area where we started to look, and then got held back by security and grey cards or grey access requirements.
Yep.
So the intent is definitely start heading towards the command center.
Okay, so you walk around the outside of it into the area that was labelled on the map as Police HQ.
Mm-hmm. Do we see any evidence of the security robot that was wandering around before when someone decided to damage one of the droids?
No, it must have returned when you went the other way.
Okay.
As you did wave the card in its face saying, not us, not us.
Okay, yes. Nothing to see here.
This is only a single door heading into the main area from this side.
Okay. And so into the secure zone, like is it a red zone or a grey zone that we're trying to get into right now?
You're going to walk into police headquarters, which doesn't need a card. That's once you're in there that you need cards.
Right, yeah. Anyone can walk in to file a report, etc. Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course, walking out may be a different thing, but anyone can walk in.
And I'm assuming this means we've come effectively around the other, effectively the side of the central compound that we hadn't actually walked down yet. Is that right?
That is correct. This is the one side of the central bit you have not seen.
Yeah. And so there's only one door on this side. Anything interesting on the other side of the corridor or anything?
There is a big set of double doors. There's also a brown chamber on the north side. First time you've come across a brown one because, well, you've normally just come across the jet and the other colours.
Okay, brown was. Do we know what brown was indicating? I'll get through my notes again.
You believe Brown was maintenance people.
Okay, yep. And yes, everyone at the party is aware and heard the information on the fact that there's limited time for some sort of cataclysmic event or self-destruct or something going on, but only Dimitri's the one that's aware that the limited time worked out to about a century or so.
Yeah.
So everyone should be on their toes, moving.
Right.
Well, it also depends on what powers up on the vessel to how much.
That's right, yeah. So that was based upon current using level or using level recently. Okay, well, let's go and have a look at this door. We'll try and, first of all, I think the main ink focus at the moment is getting to the command centre. So, unless people are definitely trying to do something different, we'll go to the door marked police headquarters that's not actually going up.
Okay, so as you walk into the door labelled police headquarters.
When it says labelled police headquarters, a language we can follow and understand, or?
Well, it has the badge, and the badge is coloured red.
Okay. Yeah, basically, yes. Symbology of the. Yep.
And it is a rectangular room with 3 curious altars or plinths occupying this room.
Mm-hmm.
Strange metal cylinders with claw-tipped arms and segmented tentacles go about performing uncanny duties. And I have a handout to show you. Because this is the adventure of handouts.
Well, I can understand the idea. It's certainly a good adventure to have handouts on the idea of it becomes hard for GMs to explain what's happening to players without using terminology that the players would actually immediately recognise. So.
Okay, not great looking for my hands, but
okay.
Set to the big screen if that will help.
Yep, got it. I'll be back. Just give me 1 moment. Hang on.
No, not that one. That one. There we go. Bigger view for you.
Ah.
So, a interesting room to walk into. When my camera doesn't fall over.
Blame Dimitri.
Okay.
Is that really Dimitri photo there? That's too good looking for Dimitri.
I've got charisma 8, so whatever.
No, I'm trolling. It's just Dimitri.
Hey, I'm sure that is a non-charismatic elf there. There's no sparkly teeth or come hither sort of looks from it. Okay, cool. So as you enter the room, you do see that those creatures are there, the metal creatures.
Yep.
And that there is a locked metal chest in the furthest corner from the cells, which are to the north. So you can actually see a network of cells to the north. And the room to the south is apparently a locked area with a chest outside it that also has a lock on it with the red symbol.
Okay. As soon as he sees in fact, before he goes to the door, Dimitri would definitely have the grey card readily available to be displayed if there was something going to be inside. So.
Okay, so they all turn to look at you and then turn back to whatever they're doing and ignore you.
Good.
So you looking in the room, you have a normal door heading north that appears to lead into cells, which you can see through the glass door. the door to the south has a red swipe section on it, as well as outside the door is a chest with also a red swipe area.
These cells that we see there, can we see inside the cells, or they're kind of like, are they bar cells, or they're...
Well, you'd have to walk into the area to find out.
I'll look at Dimitri. If Dimitri thinks it's okay to walk in, I'll slowly walk over to see if I can get a peek at what's in the cells.
It's certainly worth opening the door at least to actually look into the cells area if there's anyone holding them. Because hey, there might be more unfortunates like Bradshaw and co.
Okay, so looking up the corridor, you see 6 10 by 10 foot rooms lining this corridor, 3 to a side. They all lack doors and are open facing the corridor. A number of small studs line both the floor and the ceiling of the entrance to each of these rooms, and a small post with a slot seen elsewhere on the door stands in the center of each open entrance.
So 10 foot by 10 foot scares me because that's a gelatinous cube.
Well, maybe that's how they deal with their visitors.
Yes, that's a possible business to go into the empty cells. Don't worry about them anymore.
So I just want to see what's in the cells in some more way without having to go too far in. One, I have a reason to get a pair of clothes that fit me, and
Well,
second,
looking in the first cell, you see that it has what appears to be some sort of feeding dispenser.
Would you mind if I tied a rope to you?
So you can pull out the cube.
Yeah. Just in
okay,
case.
look, yeah, you got to work it around the box and the rope around my neck and a few other things. Depends where you want to tie it. That's all.
Just around the waist.
Well, that's where the kind of box is hiding certain stuff. I reckon you should go around the kind of chest, upper chest area.
That's fine by me too.
I just thought I'd let you know, just don't want to find that you're tied around the waist and it breaks my box, and then I will do it again, and you have to look at it all session
Or
long.
maybe they can weave it into your chest hair.
Hey, I'm trying to keep it PG, man. You're not help me, but yeah. I haven't told the other players my motives yet, but there's my motives, man. So I'm looking for anything that I can possibly wear that's better than a box
Well,
with a rope. Yeah.
do you walk into one of the cells?
I give Trellix a nod, and I walk in and make sure he's got a hold of the rope really nicely in case I get swallowed.
Okay. So,
I mean, I've only got 10 strength, but whatever.
Hey, look, at this time I don't think anything. I expect the worst that happens to me, but hey.
as he steps into the cell, the line between the two of you just drops to the floor as if cut.
Right. I just shrug.
That can't be good.
We're happy to be looking at the cells, having players can look like the cells were empty, you didn't want to go any further. He was there going to have a look at the chest while they were playing with the cells.
Okay, so Trellin realizes that when Bradshaw tries to talk, Trellin doesn't hear anything.
I'm doing all sorts of hand signals of like.
And Bradshaw can't hear Trellin.
Is he like plane shifting or something like that?
Give me a Arcana check.
Jeez. I don't think I've got Arcana.
Can Trellin still see Bradshaw?
Yep.
Yeah.
$14.
You're not really quite sure what's happening. Maybe you're right. He's been shattered to another dimension.
Okay.
After a minute of me trying to talk to him and I get no response, I'll just shrug at him and look around the cell.
Okay. So you see the strange feeding dispenser off to the side.
Yeah.
And besides that, the place is rather bleak. Doesn't even have a bed or bedding or anything else of use.
Okay, I'll see if I can walk out.
Okay. As you reach where the 3 studs are in the floor, you find yourself running into what feels like a solid wall. As Trellin sees Bradshaw just seem to flatten himself against nothing.
I poke it before punching it. I do poke first.
Mm-hmm.
Poke doesn't work. I flat hand push against it. If that doesn't work, I'm going, I'll try to go punch right in the middle. In that order. Sorry, man.
How hard?
The more I go from the point poking to the flat and to the punch will probably be harder, I gotta feel.
Okay, so what is your strength bonus?
It is +6, I believe. I'm just double checking right now. That's it. So, because we have a wonderful website that Martin did up. More promotion. +6.
Yep. Okay, so you end up taking 7 points of damage hitting the wall.
Mike, if I do see through the wall and see Trellin, I am saying, what the F, and a few other things going, and just keep pointing at the wall going,
How is that my fault? If you punch the wall.
not to punch the wall, it's more like, why'd you lock me in here? That's what I'm thinking. I'm saying this, you can't hear me. I'm just putting all dwarf gestures, a few dwarf root signs in the whole type of situation, and a bit of kind of like, using a bit of a Greek animation with my hands, yeah. So,
does Dimitri hear Trellin's attempt to talk to Dimitri, that we're seemingly getting you frustrated or a bit concerned?
Well, Trellin, well, the answer would there be no, because Trellin wasn't trying to talk to Dimitri, but...
Oh, that's what I meant, yeah. I can't imagine why he wouldn't want to be talking to Dimitri, but apparently this time it was going to Bradshaw.
Yes, you do hear him trying to talk to Bradshaw. You also see Drazzle standing off to the side writing notes.
Very cool. Black towards Drazzle as he heads towards the cell corridor type stuff. Can't leave him alone for a moment.
And as you walk in, you see you actually technically have left him alone. He seems to have gotten himself caught in one of the cells. As you see him smeared against some unseen force.
I'll look at Dimitri and I have a pray kind of thing going, with trying to mouth the words, please let me out kind of thing. So,
okay, give me a performance roll.
I haven't done it roll for ages. Well, it's not good as the black dice. There's 6 of the dice. Well, this is not going to be good. Performance.
I assume you don't have performance as a skill.
No, how about you got 4 skills on fighter? Come on, seriously. Yeah.
Okay, so Dimitri doesn't quite understand what the dwarf is mouthing at you behind the beard, and well, it is a dwarf after all. So,
well, I was going to say even the other part of the forward going. Just when Dimitri does the insight and says, "Oh, so he's going to be there for a while. Okay, we'll leave him there. That's all good. Yeah, whatsoever."
Once I realise he doesn't understand, I slap my head going, for all the smarts this Dimitri guy has, he really doesn't understand anything, does he? So I'm saying that behind myself.
What's the description of the externals of the cells?
Okay,
Sorry, I
so
wasn't really paying attention.
you see from where you're standing, there are 3 little studs in the floor, and in front of those is a post with a slot in the top of it.
Can Bradshaw just walk out?
Bradshaw is unable to walk out because last time he tried, he ran into something he couldn't see.
And I bet if you try it again, it might work. And then again, and then again, and again.
I'm sure eventually it will work.
Dimitri will go up. So this post with the slot in it, that looks similar to the door slot, does it?
It does.
Dimitri will take the red card. Have we got a red card?
I'm not sure if you got a red card, but you did get a grey card.
Yeah, we'll go grey card because I thought you had red card, but no, great. Because it's got violet, orange, brown, black, yellow, and now red. Yep.
Now grey.
Yep. And yeah, so Dimitri will go up and slot the grey card.
Okay, you see a light flash on the pillar, and you can start hearing Bradshaw complaining about Dimitri.
That sounds perfectly
Take a
normal.
problem. And have you had enough of the rest so far, Dimitri? Do you want to come out now?
Can Bradshaw hear him?
Does Bradshaw wish to hear him?
Because like, what do you want to go locked in the cells for? Martin's on mute, so I'm assuming that Bradshaw might be venting loudly.
No, Mark didn't realise it was mute. It's okay. So Mark goes, oh, finally, you listen to me. Oh, okay, yeah, I've got myself locked in here. Now, I'll try to walk out now. Can I walk out?
Yep. You walk out, nothing where you ran into things before.
Okay. Oh, well, there's nothing in that cell. Your turn to check the next cells, Dimitri. Give me your cards.
Well, we don't need to.
Yeah, why don't you just look in the cell without going into them?
Okay, I'll look through the other cells, see if I see anything that's exciting or not. And not walk into any because I don't want to upset Dimitri. I use a lot of sarcasm when I say that as well.
Well, you don't want to upset my rope.
Well, your rope wasn't strong enough. I quit walking.
Okay, so as you walk along and look in the final cell on the right, you see 2 corpses inside there.
What kind of... Do I work out the size of the corpses? Like, are they
It looks like a female halfling and a male human.
Halfling dwarfs, about the same size.
The human probably got a better chance.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, I tell Dimitri, stay out here. Let me go in, and you can unlock me and get out. Okay? Is that okay? I'm waiting for an answer.
And you would.
Okay.
You would fill your boots, but hey.
Okay. I'll wait about 20 seconds. If I don't get an answer, and I'll just walk straight in the cell.
Okay, and there's a crunching sound as you hit the barrier.
Your box
On this side?
Yeah. Okay.
My box destroyed?
It's hanging by smaller pieces.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
It's hanging by smaller pieces.
Opening. Yeah, sorry. Actually, worth opening the cell first.
Oh. I
Then
thought
you
it was
see, actually booked in a great card.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there's another flash of light on the pillar. And Bradshaw sort of tumbles into the cell now that the impediment has been removed.
Can I do it in an acrobatic way?
Sure, give me an acrobatics roll.
You only got tumbling upside down.
Plus 9, I got 2, I got 11 total.
Okay, so you do this amazing upside down tumble and find that your box is now lodged up around your head.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
But you successfully tumbled.
And slowly bring it down to where its original location is. And yeah. Okay. Let me have a look, and I'll look through the half and see if there's any decent clothes that's wearable still or not.
Okay, she looks like she has a nice set of leather armor.
Do they kind of fit me, or are they kind of a bit too small?
Do you try it on?
Yeah, why not?
Probably magical, so it might resize.
As you pull on this suit designed for a small creature over your medium frame, it seems to fit perfectly.
I'm happy with that. As long as it covers all the appropriate bits, that's the main thing I'm looking for.
Well, it is leather armor, so it's up to your imagination.
Yes, my imagination is set there, right there. It's okay. Won't discuss it in public, but. Oh, that looks nice. And then.
And she seems to also have 2 scabbards of a short sword and a dagger.
Okay. I'll carry, and I'll look through the other corpse as well and see if anything else is there.
Okay, he's got chainmail with a fancy brooch,
Okay.
as well as a long sword, and both of them have belts and belt pouches.
Okay. I'll put
The
the belt.
chainmail look still shiny, like if it look corroded or worn at all.
It looks aged.
Mm-hmm.
I'll grab one of the belt pouches and put it around myself just to make sure I look a bit more. And of all the items, I'm gonna probably look at the longsword.
So do you take the halfling's belt pouch or the human's belt pouch?
Or both.
Both.
I'll take both, but I'll probably try on the halfling one first, see if it's around my wide berth.
Okay, so as you go to clinch the belt around you, you have this trouble getting it around even half of you.
Okay, I'll use the human one then.
As you try to struggle that around, it doesn't seem to go all the way around you either.
Yeah, wife did say I need to go on the diet. Okay.
Well, dwarves are stockier than humans in general.
I say, this is what I found. I'll pick up the longsword and see if I can swing it okay, and then I go, okay, I'm happy with that because that's at least got a weapon and some armor. I feel a bit more happier. So
You just leave the other weapons behind?
no, I'll see if well, I haven't got my magic bag with me, so I'm going to ask my.
Well, you have 3 scabbards, so you can technically strap them all to you.
Okay, I'll somehow strap them to me without causing any damage to myself in my current leather outfit stage. And anything left over, I hand to Dimitri to put into his magic bag of goodness.
So you hand
You
him
won't
the
say
fancy.
that again.
You hand him the fancy brooch, a bunch of a set of thieves' tools, a lot of gold, platinum, and gemstones.
Yeah.
Are those magical thieves' tools?
Hard to tell.
Can I try them out?
You certainly, if you can take it off my hands while I bring all the stuff out. So
Okay, well, we can grab it all, or we can check it all out later. Now that we've got the dwarfish dress,
Okay.
I'm sure it's more comfortable. But
yep, I shake myself around to make sure nothing's fallen out of my leather armor, and then I'm okay.
That's up to you. Does anything fall out?
One would suggest, but it's 16, so you're okay. It seems to be quite snugly fitted in the right places.
okay, so if you're done getting yourself locked in K2 or out in K2, perhaps we should continue.
Yes, I still have a rope. I've taken the rope around my neck off as well because I've been a bit around that neck, so I've taken all that stuff off now, so I feel a bit more.
Okay.
Do you
You
get
leave the box behind, or the remnants of the box.
No, I feel that the box can stay in the cell now. I think they've done what I need to do with the box has been done. No need to save the box for any sort of.
So you cover the stripped body of the dead halfling with the box?
Yes. That's what the halfling would thought. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. I'll find out when I talk to certain halflings when I go back to my castle.
Well, you can talk to me as a former halfling.
No, you're an elf. I don't know. I've never seen you as a halfling.
Actually, Bradshaw has.
I know, but I'm going to go. It's short memory, Bradshaw. I think.
Yeah, they love the Bradshaw memory something.
Bradshaw may have seen you as a halfling, doesn't recognise you as a halfling, so therefore he never thought that. I thought it never came into
Right.
Over time, maybe in about 5 hours' time, I'm like, oh, maybe I should have asked him about that.
Right, well, if you really want to know, just ask Dimitri.
Yeah, but I don't know.
There's wisdom.
There's limitations how often you should do that.
As far as Dimitri's concerned, it's once around.
But there's no limit to Dimitri's knowledge, and there's no limit on questions.
Well, you didn't know Dwarven Sign Language, so there's limitations already. So that's what I'm going with. Whether you could agree with that or not, it's up to you.
Okay, so now that you've managed to clothe your boxed dwarf,
Did he actually strip the armour off the human as well?
he did not.
Oh no, I did get the chainmail off. Yes.
And he got any weapons and things? Yep.
I got his longsword from the human and the other scabbards thing, and anything that's left over, I stripped off both bodies. I brought outside. So.
And and Dimitri will.
So, looking inside, you see a naked human with a halfling covered in box parts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So
Nothing we haven't.
Dimitri's great interest right now is trying to get to the control room because we'll look at a couple of things later. But in the meantime, what before Dimitri came into the cell, did he find anything in the chest?
Did he try activating the chest while the others were busy?
As I said, while they were playing with the cells until he heard Brellan apparently distressed over inability to talk to Dimitri. Dimitri was planning on looking at the chest. I'm happy he hasn't had a chance to do anything with it before it happened, and he will now look at the chest.
Okay, so inside you see 2 breathing apparatuses. 12.
Think that he understands the workings of based upon his practice in the training rooms?
Well, since you've got a necklace of adaptation, maybe we should have them.
Dimitri was just curious to know whether he recognised what they were and how they worked.
He does recognise them as breathing apparatuses.
And
beside them, 12 spheres of white death.
Mm-hmm.
Because
what's a sphere of white death?
You throw it and then it sends up a area of white death, taking out your enemy.
Of course it does.
If Dimitri recognises specific weapons or things like that, and in this case, presumably grenades, he will actually leave them in the box and like a process test. But actually, he's happy to go to 2 gas masks if they're something that might be useful, because actually, Dimitri doesn't need them, but others might find them useful.
You also see 2 weapons as well.
The same style of ones that our other friend found and Dimitri demonstrated the use of,
No, this
and how dangerous they are.
This is a different style.
They appear to be bigger or smaller.
It sits in your hand and has a section on the end for taking its ammunition in, and the ammunition looks like knitting needles.
Okay. Well, Dimitri's thinking that the weapons on this ship are not safe in untrained hands, so he'll take the two gas masks or breathing apparatus and leave the rest in the box and close it up again and allow it to lock with the grey card. So,
Or just put it in the bag of holding. It won't take up much space. Whatever.
We can come back for it. Okay. And then, are there any other exits in this room?
There is. It's the red card door to the south.
Okay. Dimitri will try the grey card on the red door.
This one opens up rather quickly for you.
And I'm assuming that the robots continue to ignore us while we're mucking around with the cells and the chest and things.
And before you could enter in, it shuts again.
Okay.
And you hear a unhappy beep coming from the mechanism.
Yeah. Do I get a glance inside before it actually closed?
You did, but you saw what appeared to be a figure sitting behind a desk.
Yeah. I will try the card again.
You see text which you recognize as the not authorized come through.
Okay.
It's possible you need an actual red card to get through that one.
Yep. The gas mask type stuff. Dimitri will hand one to Dimitri to Bradshaw and one to. Have we technically still got our halfling hanging around with us right now?
You look around, you don't see her anywhere. She must have wandered off.
Thank you.
She's done that more than once already.
Yes. Okay. Dimitri, I'll offer the two gas masks amongst Krallen, Bradshaw, and Drazel. Hey, I tell you how to use these, and if you're wearing them, you shouldn't be affected by any gases, including the white cloud of death. But obviously, take two of them.
Drazel just looks at the mask and realizes that it's not going to fit on his face anyway, so he just ignores you.
Not going to give a very good feel. Yeah, happy with that. Now, guys, so then does Bradshaw and Krallen take one each?
Yeah.
Does Bradshaw listen?
Bradshaw tries to fit his beard around it, or we'll see how it works.
Okay, so you hear this humming sound as it does so.
I was about to say, does Bradshaw listen to the instructions on how to use it, and apparently actually does.
I would try to listen to the instructions as much as my Bradshaw mind actually tries to listen to, so let me roll.
And very quickly, Bradshaw feels the mask fitting smoothly all on his skin.
Ooh.
As clumps of beard fall to the ground.
Ooh. Naked now, almost beardless. Starting to sound like another dwarf I know.
I know it's only beardless around the mouth. It's like there's this circle cut out.
I am now playing the entry for all this in my mind. I haven't quite determined whether it's accident or not. Most likely not. But yes, we'll keep going on. It fits.
Hey, Dimitri would have given you full explanation as to what we expected you to put it on. As per usual, Bradshaw doesn't actually listen.
I was waiting, but you never see anything, so it's not my fault here either. So, anyway, I'm going. Bradshaw's just going, whatever, Dimitri. Anyway, I've got it. Works. Yeah.
So,
Dimitri does remember.
So
Dimitri does remember a grey door in the medical area that you haven't tried that leads further into the centre.
I was actually just thinking that I'm sure we did come across a grey door somewhere, and the fact that that was probably around the medical. So yeah, Dimitri will go out the door and go back around towards was and look for that grey door that he'd seen before.
Okay, so walking into the medical area, you come up to the grey door quite quickly, and it does open into the central core. Inside, you see a 40-foot corridor with a grey door to the right, a red door a little bit up to the left, another grey door further up to the right, and a red door at the far end on the right.
Let's go to that grey door. I point towards Dimitri. It's the first one we saw.
We'll try the first grey door.
Okay, so this opens up, seeing a narrow room with a central aisle running down the length. Open cubicles flank the passage. And looking there, you see that this appears to be a armory. You see boxes of grenades, pistols, rifles, lots of...
close the door.
And the last thing you see as the door closes appears to be a suit of armor.
Well, that would be handy.
That would be handy, and I just give Dimitri the most intimidating look of all time. Open up. Let's search in case there's another card.
Give me an intimidation roll.
I must have advantage because I hate Dimitri, don't I? No?
Only Dimitri's got advantage on his disdain wall.
Hang on.
Hey, at least it's not disadvantaged because you're in a box.
Intimidation.
Dimitri's saying the fact that you score the effect of one weapon.
14.
Apparently, Dimitri is not affected by your powers of hatred coming towards him.
If he decides to move towards the other grey door, I will tackle him to the ground, get the card, and open up that door. Okay?
Dimitri's closing the door, and so he said, "What are we going to do?" Hey, you score the effect of one of those weapons. Do you really want to risk doing anything more with them?
Did we actually have a proper search for a red card in there that you're looking for? Let's search it. Then we can count. And there's also a nice piece of armor at the end there, which might be handy for you possibly.
Yeah.
And my deception roll is... Oh, that's actually pretty good. That's actually a 20.
No.
Okay, so if he beats anyone's passive perception, they think he's actually telling the truth.
Dimitri's passive perception is 23.
So yes, you see that he's laying through his what's left of his beard.
But also from Dimitri's
I got 17, so...
Drellin's quite happy with what he said.
Why would I be in armour? How often do you see Dimitri wearing armour? Okay.
Same for me. But I also grabbed there was a second set of grey robes that I would have hopefully acquire from the half V dwarf because he's now clothed.
Well, you take the ruined rags back from the dwarf.
Yeah, I don't put it on straight away, but
Hey, amending might fix that. They sort of like buff out the scratches on the car.
And so we'll open the door again, and well, Demetrio actually just wait at the door watching what they do.
I rolled a perception of 25 with a crit 20, so I upgraded.
Okay, so looking inside, you do see that this place is full of many weapons, it appears. All of them in a technological nature, including the armor.
Okay.
It's all space magic.
There's no such thing as magic. It's God magic. God stuff. Yeah, okay. Anything that looks a bit better than the rest of it kind of thing, and I'm looking for a card as well.
Okay, having a look through it, you can see that there's looks like there's 10 of those needle firing pistols, 8 of a weird looking pistol you haven't seen before, 4 of a different sort of pistol you haven't seen, 2 of a really weird looking rifle, and 1 upgraded version of that blaster you witnessed earlier, as well as 60 odd grenades, and the armor at the end.
Oh, if I don't being a melee fighter, I really have anything that looks interesting is a melee weapon or armor, and if I don't see a card, I'll go up to the armor and see if I can identify it in any sort of way. So.
Looking at the armor, you can't even recognize how to get into the thing. It looks like it fully encloses the user.
that sounds almost perfect for a fighter. As long as you can breathe, and the breathing apparatus solves that.
Yes, it looks like full plate armor, but you can't find the seams, and you can't. It's not made of metal, probably.
Oh, it does appear to be made out of metal.
Any buttons or anything that noticeable on the outside of it?
It does not seem to have any visible buttons. Let me I can see if I
I'll
can
touch
get a
it,
picture for
see if anything happens to it.
I do have a handout number to show you a picture of if I can actually get that page to open. We do have a picture. So. I'll get that there.
Okay. Are you sure it's not a golem?
Yeah.
Claws
Unusual.
like that, yeah.
Unusual, but can be worked on. So I'll try touch it and see if I can find any entryway in there. If I can't, then I'll just remember that we've got that here just in case.
So that's sort of what it looks like, but it is more than twice your height.
Yeah, still, I'm just going to have a look around for about a minute, and if I can't see any way to get into it or any sort of way, I kind of I'll sigh
Give
and
me
then...
an engineering roll.
Engineering? Okay. What's good on the dice? Yeah, engineering, I'm going to use Dwarf Intelligence, which is 20. So I've got 18 and then plus 2.
Okay. So looking at it, looks as if you require some sort of pass card to get in.
Do I see the slot where the pass card is at all?
I do not see a slot, but you're expecting that you would need it, considering a lot of the technology here requires special access.
Okay. I know it's here. While disappointed, I realise that we have to continue. And if for some reason those cards get dropped by Dimitri at any stage, there might be an opportunity for me to come back here. All in Bradshaw's head, of course. So. So we're clear, Dimitri. Let's go into the next room.
You sure?
I'm sure. I say in a very despondent voice of, oh, I wish I could put that on, but yeah. I keep looking. I look back at the armor, walk out, look back at the armor, and then walk out. Yeah.
Okay. As you check it out, you realize that if it doesn't actually proportion itself to you, you'd be hard pressed to squish inside. You'd probably need to be as thin as an elf to get in there.
Mm.
Yeah, that disappointed me as well. Lots of disappointment in this room. I sigh on the way out as soon as we leave and the door closes. Okay, let's go check out that other room. Oh, great, Dimitri.
There was a red door on one side. There were a couple grey doors and a couple red doors. Is that right?
That is correct. On the left was one red door. You believe it leads into the room you couldn't get into previously. So you think you probably still need a red card to get in there.
Okay, so I'll give it a try with the grey card on that one, just to see.
It gives you the same
Maybe
beeping sound.
Yeah, and the same unauthorised indicator. Yep. I will try the next grey door then.
Okay, the next grey door opens up and you see what looks like an altar in the centre of the room, supported by a single metal column, and its two arms are bent towards the door. The wall opposite the door is made entirely of glass, although it is too dark to see through. There are 3 skeletons sprawled near the altar. And I've got another handout to show you. Seems to be handout day. Okay, I'll switch over to big view. That's what you see in the room.
And when I was playing in the game training room, and it indicated the fact that this was a control centre, did it indicate how the control centre worked or what it did?
Well, it has all these dials and buttons and gizmos all over it. It does say that this is the master system for everything. Everything can be run from that one location.
Have a look on the skeleton. There might be a red card or other cards available. And Dimitri will have a look at the protocol.
Okay. Doesn't seem to have anything on them. They seem to be completely stripped of anything but their bones.
I'll be just watching Dimitri.
You mean you didn't listen to his orders to check the skeleton?
I'm checking the bodies just in case there's anything there, but probably don't find anything.
Okay, so looking at it, you do recognize what a lot of these things will do. One of the buttons you remember as the illuminate, deilluminate areas of the ship.
Okay, with recognize the fact that some areas were dark and some areas were lit, and it's obviously how to control with one bullet.
Another one will switch to external view. Bring that up on the view screen. Another one will unload cargo. The next one will allow people to fly.
Cool. Yeah.
From player perspective, turns off the gravity and makes everything weightless inside the ship. Which is useful if you need to move around in different directions.
Well, it's also useful for offloading cargo.
The next
When there's
one.
big bulky chests and the like.
Next one is security lockout.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is cancel security lockout.
Useful to have those two in mind, yes.
Then turn power on or power off all androids.
Okay.
Then power on or power off all worker robots. Next one is power on or power off all police robots.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, which is quite useful to you because you really needed this, was power on or power off the tube lift mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one is full alert. Designed to incapacitate any organic beings on the vessel using the white gas of death.
Mm-hmm.
From a character's perspective, it eliminates the opponent. From the player's perspective, it is sleeping gas.
Mm-hmm.
But from everything your characters have learned so far, you just think it is the white gas of death.
Okay. If people are infected by that, they fall down and everyone else will find out what their condition is afterwards.
I thought you'd appreciate the distinction.
Absolutely. Well, okay, so we can't find immediately controls to actually open external doors, particularly the one we came in to or to power those doors. Is that right? We found a cargo offload, but didn't actually open the door we came in, did it?
It does not. There is a big cargo door that was in the bottom areas of the mountain you climbed up.
Yeah, we talked over when we were in the training area, we found the maps that showed those cargo rooms with the treasure rooms below that. In which case then Dimitri will apply power to the elevator shafts, or whatever they were.
Yep.
So,
and you can also power on the cameras across the. Well, you can power on the remote viewing of different areas of the ship via the wall viewing orb.
Absolutely. So it'll be an opportunity to have a look and see if you can.
The only thing is you don't know the number for the different viewing orbs because each orb requires the number to be entered to be viewed.
Okay. And is it clear looking for a number to be entered?
It seems to be a 10-digit number for each camera.
Yeah, there's no point in trying that playing with that right now. So not when we know we've got limited power. Only a century or so to go. And all we'll see if you start activating explosives. Hey, it might be down to 10 years now. We don't know.
As you're pausing, not doing anything, it seems to go into a standby mode and start flicking between cameras.
Oh, okay.
Each camera's up for about a minute. Each camera's up for about 6 seconds because it's one round.
Okay. I will watch for a few rounds as the camera flicks from one to the other, and but then deliberately aim to turn that off if I can. Like, having activated the lifts, unless he sees something particularly of interest in the cameras in the first few screens, he will turn that off, because again, he's not currently exactly how much power he's using.
Well, you do know that there is a master switch here that can turn all the controls off again.
But will that deactivate the power of the lifts?
It's unsure. But the androids and security bots and the maintenance bots were all operating even though the console was off. So the assumption is it will still continue.
And the doors were operating when the console was off as well. So yeah, okay. Having activated the lifts, we'll look at a few images, but having no idea where they actually relate to or what they think, unless there's something particularly popped up that says, oh, hang on, watch out for that. I'll turn it off and we'll hopefully it's work.
A lot of it's still greyed out until you see a picture of what appears to be an island in the middle of a body of water as the power just cuts off at that point.
Okay. It was clear they all images from within the ship.
And they all seem to be images from within the ship. And what was Mark saying?
Look, I've got to sit down for a bit, guys. I'll be back in about half an hour, 45 minutes. Okay? So,
all good.
Cool. Just give me a heads up.
Having played with the console a bit to make your effect and then turning it off, Rex will turn to the others. Is there anything on the skeleton?
There was nothing on the skeletons. They appear to have been had any organic or material on them taken away. There's not even dust around them.
Okay. Well, so make your link. We'll come back out of the control room and close the door. Make sure the door closes behind us.
It does.
And we'll try the last red door. Just see if the card happens to work on the red door. Not that we've had much success so far, but
it opens up as you do so, and you can see a large number of crates and containers, each made from some hard horn-like substance that reminds you of what the creatures were made of. And they're stacked in the room, ranging in size from small coffers to massive barrels. They appear untouched and covered in a bit of dust. I'm just going to quickly duck to the bathroom as you can make perception rolls to see if you want to search the room.
oh. It not being an obvious weapons play, Karameikos happy to be checking.
$19.
I think Karameikos will beat you. You got 19 on the die. Where am I? Put him on 32. Technically, he will take the D4.
How do you end up with that?
Because I get, I've got expertise in protection.
The double bonus.
He voted twice. And he's also got 20 for wisdom. So.
Awesome.
It's certainly something you'll find when you go through the process of, potentially with Martin, of going through the process of levelling up your character using the level up advanced tools. You'll find a lot of improvements in talent, including in particular his stat. Like his attribute, there's a lot more bonuses to get added. So.
Well, you are heroes and you are becoming major heroes.
Absolutely. Okay. So Colin got 19, and I say I got 19 on the die, so I got 33.
Okay, so you find what appears to be ship standard rations. No, I've actually
Is it like the sort of things that were Dimitri popped in the microwave for the others to eat a think or whatever it was?
That's what I'm currently looking up. So you say they are silvery packages made of some flexible material, and you think you put it in the machine and it makes it rehydrate and grow.
Yeah.
But you've got to have this big machine.
Though these ones appear to also have a auto version of doing so, which is not guaranteed to provide the same results.
Right.
Well, okay, so we're basically looking through some of the stuff and thinking, okay, yep, well, we're not going to starve if we do stay here, so, but I don't think there's much point in grabbing this right now.
And you find some of the injectors here. A set of 12.
Uh-huh. Oh, these are the ones that we have like in the med bay?
Yep. So there are four with the disease symbol, 4 with the poison symbol, and 4 with a strange circle with yellow and red sectors in it. Radiation symbol.
Yeah. And are they in a case or something?
They
You said it was a set of 12, but...
They are all in one box.
Yep.
And the next one has something interesting. It seems to be a box similar to the console you saw earlier. Looks like it may even plug into it. So you think that you didn't have all of the console available to you.
Uh-huh. And how big is that one? Or
This
item?
one is about 3 by 5 inches
Okay, yeah.
with violet coloured labels.
Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking then, yeah, we grab the canisters of medical stuff, like the case with the medical stuff in it.
Yep.
And yeah, Dimitri certainly happy to have a look at this.
And
you
think you have 100 days worth of rations in this room.
Yeah. Okay. So Dimitri, he can get the, hey, we're not going to starve if we stay here, but there's no point taking this right now. So he's suggesting leaving the store with the rations behind. Let's grabbing the medical stuff.
So I've got 14 days of rations.
Yeah. And then yeah, so Dimitri, so I'm saying yeah, we'll lock this room back up again, and after grabbing the controlling thing and the healing stuff or the medical stuff, and then he will step back into the control room to get a package module and work out what additional features or functions that will provide.
Okay. So as you plug it in, you realize it's showing you one of the maintenance robots, and it gives you control of it. And you see on the camera where it is.
Very hot.
And does it appear to be set up that if I unplug it from the control center, I can still control the robot?
As you unplug it,
Like,
you see that it doesn't have a power disc in it. You could probably stick one in it and it might work.
yep. In that case, from Demetrius' perspective, he's got a long-term plan here that means he wants to disturb things as little as possible. And so he's saying, okay, well, that could be useful for if we find something that's got to be repaired. Maybe we can set a workshop to actually start repairing the door we take in. Do you think that would work? If does it look like those plots would be able to repair the door?
Do you think you might be able to get
What
it
do
to
you
do
now? In which case, then, yeah, he'll put a power disk into the control module, and then
you see a little screen. You see a little screen pop up, and a signal start to indicate on there, and it speaks at you in the language you taught it, going, "What is your instructions?"
I can repair bot or repair droid drone, whatever the appropriate term is. To my location to meet me at the exit door. With the basically, yeah, send a drone to me as Dimitri starts closing up the control module and closing that door, and heading back out through the medical bay, back out towards the door that we came in.
Okay, so as you do so, give me a perception roll.
34.
Okay, so as you're doing that, you realize that there is a command section of this place that is at the deepest end in the mountain of the ship. And while you're you came to a different form of command. You came to the computer command center.
Yep.
Whereas you realize that there is a ship commander section.
Okay. And that, when you say the deepest end of the ship, we're talking the
north end,
opposite side of the level we're on, or many levels down?
Opposite side of what you're on.
Okay. The basic first goal will be trying to actually get a drone to start repairing the door, realizing that might take time. So, and then definitely we'll be up to the main control center.
You do believe it will. You were speaking to the drone, and it is voice activated.
Okay. Obviously, I don't know where that drone is that I'm speaking to right now. Is that right?
You can see it on your view screen. It's wandering the corridor.
Can I see where it? Can I recognise the corridors at all that it's in?
Not at all. They all look the same to you.
No, that's right. Absolutely. Okay, I'll give it a. Basically, I will come out of the medical area, so coming back into that main corridor section, and give the voice command of come to my location.
Okay. You see it starting to count down at time it will take to reach you.
I get an indication of how long that will be. Like I recognise the scale of time.
Not that well, but you don't think it will be exceedingly long.
No. I will, compared to the others, exactly what the plan is right now, and while we're holding steady for a moment. Whilst it's still worth exploring the ship further, it may take time for the repairing the door, if it can be repaired. And we can start repairing now, then that will be good. After waiting a few minutes, I'm guessing that Dimitri can get a better idea of exactly how long that countdown is taking.
Okay, after a few minutes, it finally shows up coming around the
Oh,
corner.
okay.
It seems that it takes about 10 minutes or so for one of these things to arrive, depending on where it's working.
Yeah. As it comes around the corner then, I will give another command to follow me.
Okay, it starts following you.
We'll head back down towards the main door, the first door that came into the ship through that airlock system.
It has no problems following you.
So as we get within range of at the location of the door or the airlock, we'll give the command of airlock malfunctioning, or sorry, this package is malfunctioning. Please prepare.
It says he will notify you upon completion.
Very good.
And starts pulling out the control circuits for the door.
And Dimitri's privately thinking that it's nice to have people that to listen to. In the meantime, apparently, talking to the others as well, there was another main control centre up on the other side of the ship, so I'm suggesting that would be our next point of call.
Okay.
Assuming no one's got any objections?
That's
We're
fine.
heading in that direction. Yeah. Well, actually, noting we're down near one of those, like that, when we got to the first entry point, we would see the one of those lifts again moving up.
You would see one of those lifts at the front entry point, yes.
So it could appear to be looking different at all now that apparently I tried to activate power.
You can see a flickering light on what appears to be a panel, knowing that you need to activate it for it to work.
Yeah, that's right. That's the point is, there wasn't a flicker there before, there is now a flicker, that can be fine. But we will, Dimitri boys should command centre up, then try and get down into the depths at the moment. Let's go to the other end, or the other side.
Okay, so as you're walking down this corridor, you get the same smell of the veg pygmy people as you do, and you pass a bunch of violet-colored door readers on the right, with just normal doors on the left.
Okay.
What were Violet again?
Violet was the technical quarters, the smart people's rooms.
Yep. Dimitri will try to grade hard on one of the violet doors at mostly at random, if we get past one, just I think it's going to be a bit like the jet black doors, but possibly with slightly more interesting things inside.
Opening it up, these all seem to have, similar to their jet rooms, except they have more ports on the walls for plugging the technology in.
Okay.
But they don't look well looked after.
Okay. In which case then, yeah, there was more a curiosity blanks. We'll keep moving.
Okay, so you find yourself reaching the area with the northern lift shaft. this one is brightly lit, unlike the southern one.
Okay.
And you can see what appears to be a solid floor in the middle of the lift itself. Unlike the southern one, which didn't have anything like that there.
It was apparently just a pitch, wasn't it?
It was a hole going down, and it was yes, it's got magic to save me, and you step on it and fall all the way to the bottom.
It's got magic to save you. It doesn't will save you.
Well, if it's 55 points or less, yes, it's fine.
You'll be fine.
You won't take any full damage. It's what's at the bottom that will kill you.
Which is possibly quite a bit more than 55 feet.
Right. Well, 55 points or less. So I don't know exactly how that computes. There's probably a terminal velocity management.
Okay,
there.
you can ignore the first 55 points of damage.
Yeah.
Yes, he can jump from
That
orbit
could be
and
55
possibly
feet.
survive.
But more importantly, from Demetrius' perspective, if he's looking around for the command centre,
You can see a series of red doors off to the right of the lit up shaft. There are violet doors to the left and in front, and jade doors to the south of the red doors to the right, with grey doors.
jade doors.
Grey doors at the far end of the corridor.
Yeah. Did you say jade doors?
Grey.
To the south?
It was jet doors to the south.
Oh, yeah, okay, sorry, that makes sense, yeah. Looking ahead of the lift shaft, is there another, does it look like there's another like airlock area?
It does.
Demetrius curious to see if this airlock area appears to be functional. On the idea that he can actually get an idea what a functional one looks like. Even if it's going to go into, he's not going to go and open the external door, but he just wants to know whether or not it seems to be working.
Okay, so you get up to it and you find that you have, instead of the doors that open straight up, you've actually got to go in through a side door with the violet card, and that's where you have the racks of glass helmeted armor.
Yeah, actually, as players, the rack of spacesuits.
With many compromised sections.
As in, like, they're damaged, you mean?
As in, the fabric looks like it has deteriorated over time.
Okay, yeah.
So the glass perfectly fine. The fabric protection from whatever it does looks like it has a few holes in it.
They might not be quite effective in biosuits, huh? That's,
Though I'm sure the tape will fix everything.
But going into the airlock area, it looks like it would be functional. Is there something on the other side to actually try and get through to?
Okay, so you go and flick the exit. As it opens up, you see what appears to be a solid wall of stone.
Okay.
If you have the ability to walk through stone, you could probably get out that way.
Yeah, depending upon exactly how deep it was, because yes, what is it,
So I've got Earth 2. Does that give me any
It doesn't
advantage? Or
won't give you the ability to shape that much stone.
right.
Though you can fling some of it at other characters if you wish to.
we'll call that Plan B. And allow the door to close.
Okay.
And then we'll go and have a look at these. Well, the grey card did open one red door out of 3 so far. So They said the red doors on the north of the corridor and the grey doors at the far end. So we'll fire red doors we walk past.
Yep. As you try the red door, it opens up. Apparently it's working here. It just didn't work on that one room.
Because it was the security commander's room or something type stuff that meant that even the CEO of the ship was allowed in without authorization.
You see odd-looking chairs resembling the ends of ladles arranged around an octagonal glass table in the center of the room. Comfortable divans and smaller tables rest on the walls. The floor is covered with a rose-colored...
It feels more and more like Star Trek. Whatever.
Soft to the touch. A rag-dressed skeleton lies splayed out on one of the divans. And yes, this ship is very much like Star Trek.
Mm-hmm. I suspect it would definitely have been one of the inspirations.
Well, it was the first players encounter a starship in fantasy settings module.
Written or created, but somewhat after the original Star Trek series. So in that case then, we'll certainly have a bit of a look around. If there's anything of interest, a red card, for example.
Just looking at the actual dating of it, it does put it to 1980 as being the original date of the module.
Yeah, so post original series, but pre-next gen.
Okay, so looking in there and having a bit of a poke around. It's fairly easy to notice that there's not much here, but you do notice that there are buttons on the table.
Do I recognise what those the table and all the buttons might be connected to, or how they might, what kind of effect they might have?
They seem to be activation buttons. You're not sure what they activate.
Are there discs on the ground, or
there are no discs on the ground or cards?
Okay, no worries.
I don't see any need to immediately put any buttons on the table, because chances are there'll be some sort of intercom system or something, so there's probably not going to be anyone to listen on the other side. So.
Okay, and this has no other exits, so you can move on to the next room if you wish to.
Yep, we'll try. We will try the doors on the way to the grey area if there's more looks.
Okay, opening this one, you see a glass table surrounded by 6 odd chairs. A small table with a plump, round sacks the size of large chests sits in the corner, and there is a bottle with 6 strangely carved glasses atop of a buffet near a larger table. You can see that there are 2 sub-rooms off this on the north and eastern wall, each with red markers on them.
Demetri will have a look at the buffet area and look to any drawers or things like that, and stuff. Again, the main thing he's looking for is either power discs and or a red card.
So, looking through it, it seems that there is an actual bottle of liquor still here. It is a strange yellow colour.
Demetri will leave
I'm
that
immune to
I'm
disease
sure
and
he'll want
poison, so I'm happy to go in there.
And the round-sized sacks appear to be have no opening and have some sort of soft material inside it.
From a descriptive perspective, for a player's idea, we're talking beanbags.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I was going to give you a few minutes until I actually told you what they were, but if you guess it, I'm more than happy to say what they are.
Yeah. Okay. The Demetri will certainly. Okay. Look at the buffet. Look at the other way around. See if there's anything of interest. I'm guessing Bradshaw probably snaffles the bottle of alcohol. So.
Let's hope so. Maybe he'll try some.
Well, yes. Possibly the hope will be he only snaffles the bottle of alcohol rather than speaking the whole context before he actually goes any further. So.
We shall find out when he gets back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And looking in the two sub-rooms.
Okay, the first one that opens up has a U-shaped table with a small boxy protrusions and a neat pile of dusty parchments. 3 chairs, one inside of the U of the table and the 2 outside facing it are also there. A small set of shelves holds a variety of books bound in colourful glassy material. First time we've actually seen books in this place.
And other note from bits and pieces that Demetri is certainly keen to look through and see if he can understand what might be written in them. So.
Okay, looking at them, they seem to be processes and protocols of something you're not quite sure about. You can tell just by the layout, having dealt with those Thiatan people that helped bring your nation into civilization, as they like to say.
Right.
And they all write in this style.
Yeah, okay. So they're obviously in bureaucracies.
But with the coloration and titling, you think it is the security bureaucraties.
Demetri will be happy to snaffle books and things like that and put them in his thing because, hey, eventually he'll learn to, if nothing else, he'll use it to learn the language.
And while you're doing that, you find 3 orange cards. And one of the weapons that you had demonstrated earlier.
And this is in effectively an open drawer, is it?
It is in an open drawer, yes.
Demetri will quietly put it into his pouch or backpack type stuff, on the idea of that he'd rather no one actually had these things and he doesn't want it found by someone else.
That is fair. Okay, so looking around, there doesn't seem to be any other exits from here. This seems to be the, from what you can gather, the security chief's quarters, whereas the room you couldn't get into was his office.
Okay, yep. But we haven't found his access card or an access card to get in there yet. And was that one of the subrooms or was that both the subrooms?
Well, that was one of the subrooms. The other subroom opens up and you can see that there is a door on the far side, but racks of strangely tailored clothing hang here that don't seem to have shown the wear of time.
Good berries.
Berries?
They all look to be of a size adequate for a elf. A bit long for everyone else. And a bit too thin for someone like Drizzle.
Dimitri will look across at Carl and say, oh, you want to address as the security chief?
I don't see a need. I just want to get out of here. But if it's required, then I will.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that seemingly what we've noticed so far, the way people are dressed doesn't matter, at least as far as the robot is concerned, or the golem, that as long as you show the card, that's all they're worried about. And I really don't expect to find anyone here who would recognise the clothing of the security chief. So I'm not saying you should. The option was there. If not, he's happy to then go and look in the next room along.
Okay, in the next room, on the other side of the wardrobe, you see what appears to be a master bedroom with a small pair of tables either side. You see a skeleton on top, sprawled, half on the bed and half off, with small piles of rags scattered on the floor.
I'm happy to search this room.
Okay, under the pile of rags you find a small metal box with 2 buttons, one orange and one red, a dial and a grill.
Oh.
Reminds you of similar to the worker bot control unit.
Let's steer away from that, I guess.
Well, if you show it to Dimitri, and he recognises it seemingly being similar to the maintenance control bot.
Looks as if it summons the police spot or worse.
Okay. Dimitri will take the box, but he's not going to try and do anything with it yet. We'll keep that as a backup if some of the bots don't recognise the grey card. And then
you've now reached the grey. It opens up onto the corridor where you saw the grey doors in front of it.
Oh, okay, yep. But yeah, so there's nothing else in the bedroom? No red cards, for example?
You don't find any red cards, unfortunately.
Okay. We'll try the first grey door then.
Okay, trying that one. You see a comfortable looking common area filled with couches, stuffed chairs, small tables, and colourful decorations on the walls. You see 4 skeletons dressed in rags lying on the floor. Looks like people left here in great haste.
Except for the 4 skeletons.
You see off of this 1 door to the north, 1 door to the east, and 2 doors to the south.
Okay. Well, we'll take a search of the room and see if we can find anything other than skeleton.
Yeah.
Although, particularly if they left quickly, they may not have actually managed to gather everything.
Looking around, you find the decomposed remains of food and clothing underneath most of the stuff. There doesn't seem to be anything here that they left behind, except for the bodies.
Okay, well, we'll try the door on the left.
Okay. So the door on the left coming in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see here a couple of small soft chairs with a table and a desk. And you see a cup held loosely in one hand.
And?
You see behind the skeleton what appears to be a jewelry case.
Okay, so there's another skeleton here, right?
There is, yes. Well, I did say a skeleton holding a cup.
Oh, you did? Okay. I need to make a cup in one hand, but I didn't actually hear anything extra one hand
Sorry.
texture.
Skeleton holding a cup in one hand.
Right. And it's obviously not going to be anything left behind, I wouldn't think. But yeah, Venetian's thinking, I think they put poison or something as to why it is there been these skeletons just lying on a bed or lying sitting in chairs.
Maybe it was a disease or poison or something like that.
Yeah.
Or just the foreign material in the environment.
Yeah, exactly. They got afflicted by the common cold, just like the invaders from War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look around. Do you think there was a dressing table or something behind the skeleton?
A jewelry case behind the skeleton.
Yeah.
Opening it, you find 4 coloured rings with 6 bracelets, 3 necklaces, each of them bejeweled.
Ooh, sounds nice.
A quick estimate, you put it at probably maybe about 8,000 or 9,000 gold worth of jewelry just sitting there.
Right, cool.
Well, I don't want to sitting there.
And you find in the shoe next to the skeleton another grey card.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that is good.
To make sure I'll take that. Put that with the others. And we'll try the next door we go round, I guess. Is that everything in that room?
That appeared to be everything in that room. Okay, next room around. Okay, so you see a large bed and many chests of drawers in this neat but orderly room. A low table flanked by chairs stands close to the door, and a small tin statuette of a curious-looking boat resting atop of it.
Does it look like this boat would sail on water?
Well, picking up and looking at it, give me an investigation check.
Presumably that means I don't get hit by the poison needle on it or something like that. Investigation 19.
19, yes, you do think it is a depiction of the spaceship you were in from the outside before it crashed. And it's made out of platinum, so it's worth about 1,000 gold just in precious metal, not in the unique design.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, certainly.
So it's a lot heavier than it looked.
And because I suspect that Rheddrian in particular would be interested in the design of this script. So,
do we have any idea where it is? Like, in what location we are located?
You do believe that you're in the top part of it. It's like a saucer.
Right.
And a map you saw earlier had the control section on the top of the saucer.
Okay.
Yeah, we're in the saucer section of the Enterprise. It's possible the warp bay cells got brought off before it came down.
Maybe.
Although, seemingly, this model of the ship does not have warp bay cells.
So, when you looked at it last, That's basically what it roughly said of the levels.
Yeah.
Give you how far the levels are apart. Each square is 10 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend jumping down the pit, even if we didn't do all the first damage.
That's a lot of damage.
And you're on level 1 at the very top, with level 2 being a service deck
Yep.
designed for only looking after stuff, not for.
Oh, just bear in mind there's a terminal velocity, so I'm sure that I would walk away from that. But let's just continue on.
But that might rely on terminal velocity, might rely on air resistance. Vacuum inside the air shafts.
Yeah.
But let's not try anyway.
And you also see another door that leads back out into the ship.
Okay, well, we'll certainly open that door, and obviously, if we discover it leads further out of the ship, then for the time being, we'll go back into the first room we entered, because there's still a couple of doors in this
Okay, so
area.
the second last door in that area leads into another room with a pair of soft couches at one end. The other side contains a large oval table surrounded by chairs resembling open seed pods perched atop of a single leg. A half dozen crystal flagons or bottles sparkle on a sideboard near the table.
But no corpses.
Does not appear to be any corpses. But there are 6 crystal flasks with each with different coloured liquors.
Do they appear to be labelled?
They are not labelled.
Make sure look under the, look again, look in the table above the area and look around to see if there's any cards or power discs or things like that amongst the pieces, but yeah. He's not interested in the liquor at the present time. So.
Okay, and then opening up into the last door, you find yourself in a what appears to be a serviceable room that has a bed folded up against a wall. You can see a desk full of paperwork with writing implements, spools of some black coloured parchment. A strange looking safe with a dial. A locked door that seems to have a round blinking pad on it, but no actual colour.
Okay.
And you see another door to the in the southwest. And it looks as if there are controls on the table covered by paperwork.
I think you're certainly happy to be looking through paperwork and writing and see if we can determine anything in there.
Okay, give me a engineering check.
Engineering.
But surely the statin amulet would allow us to read it. Oh.
It doesn't.
No, it only does vocal.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't work on written stuff.
And detect magic
And
doesn't
even
work.
it probably wouldn't work on this.
Yeah, most of the detect magic doesn't work on future tech.
Right.
Neither does the read languages of future tech.
Yeah. But 22 on engineering.
Okay, having a look at it, you realise that the lock to the commander's safe appears to be a thumbprint, which means you'll probably need to use some sort of tool to break in.
Yeah.
The paperwork here is a lot of high-level chemistry that is even beyond anything you've seen in your time at universities.
Yeah.
seems to go way beyond anything you've ever encountered.
Well, Dimitri will then certainly gather up the paperwork and notations and books and notes and things like that, and
And as you're gathering
collect
that
that
up,
information.
you find that one of the sheets of paper has a couple of cards attached to it, with a jet, a brown, a black, a jet black, a brown, a violet, a yellow, an orange, and a red card connected to it.
Red card.
So that was a black, a violet, a red.
A black, a brown, a violet, a yellow, an orange, and a red.
Okay, so everything except the grey.
Which you already have.
Yep.
And now you've got 2 sets
Okay.
of most of them.
Yeah, so there's no detail that we have any of each card for the moment, so. Except, of course, the red one, that's what I meant. But, hey, one red, hopefully all we need.
And looking at the desk itself, it does look as if it has been cracked and its mechanisms have been damaged.
Okay. Excellent. Well, to make sure look at the tape and understand the fact that, hey, yep, I don't think putting the thumb at that skeleton's going to help much, or any of the skeletons we found.
But you can try a lockpick on it now that you've got someone for lockpick.
We've always got covered the lockpick.
We've got thieves' tools, so I've got those. Because I've got the ancient background.
Dimitri carries these tools because he's a rogue.
Yeah, well, nice. One level.
Okay, he's got 3 levels of rogue, so he can take arcade shooter.
Ah.
So, it relates back to his early career with the fact of he didn't have a rogue in it, and so apparently Dimitri ended up being doing the rogue job half the time as well. So I thought, oh well. Well, okay, Dimitri got a bit of a look and fiddle, but as I say, he's even he's probably not confident of getting through something that like I think a bridge actually continue to.
Okay, give me a thievery check then. Thievery tools check.
What about those gold thieves' tools? Just saying.
Gold thieves tools?
Well, we acquired some thieves' tools earlier in this mission.
The one from the one from the halfling in the cell.
Yeah.
They weren't gold, they were just these tools.
Oh, okay.
And except I thought that Carol had taken them, so Dimitri will get out his thieves tools. And no, that's not a particularly good roll. That will be 8, 13, 21.
Okay, so surprisingly enough, the lock opens.
Woohoo! Hey, Dimitri thought it was impactful. Like the one time he thought it was wrong, and then like the one time he thought it was wrong, but realised he was incorrect.
And inside you find a pile of papers with notations all over them. A stack of 100 plastic encased diamonds.
Okay.
And a strange packet with a rectangular glass protrusion on its side.
Commanders, there's Can I read the notes, or does it seem a bit like the stuff from the desk?
Okay, so looking at it, it looks as if it very much like the security official sort of stuff, but seems to be from the command coloration and design. You don't think it's the procedures, you think it's the equivalent of the orders of the vessel.
Okay, yep. But again, not actually in a language you can understand, it's just interpreting the by layout and context, is that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, okay, you'll certainly note those, because again, it comes through the documentation that he'll decipher it. Give him 10 minutes, he'll decipher it, no problem whatsoever.
You do see something that is a very basic representation of the Mystarian solar system.
Ooh. Yeah.
With what you take to be your planet circled in a red color, which stands out from the rest of the page.
Okay. That'll be interesting to find out when he does interpret the notes and make a translation. It'll be interesting to find out whether or not it implies that their orders were to come to Mystara deliberately, or whether they ended up here accidentally because there was some sort of malfunction or something like that.
Yeah.
But that will be something we'll find out in the future. And of course, does the representation of Mystara have the multiple moons?
It has only one moon visible.
Right. And you said there was something else as well?
It shows
like you said, there were notes, the diamonds, and
a Kevlar.
100 diamonds.
Kevlar.
That's
pouch.
massive.
The diamonds are encased in what it looks like a flat disc. So think poker disc with a diamond in it.
okay.
Okay.
We'll work out exactly why they're encased. Maybe later, but for the time being, if nothing else, it's 100 diamonds.
So from a
The
place
encasement
perspective,
itself might be.
from a place
valuable.
perspective, it's currency.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, is it like a universal currency type effect? That no matter where you go, diamonds always look pretty. Or they're valuable in cutting tools.
There's that.
Yes.
And the last thing was a bag.
A bag. Okay. We'll have a look inside the bag.
Okay, so as you go to open the bag, you hear a popping sound.
Dimitri will aim to jump aside. Oh, got complacent.
As Trellin gets to make a dexterity saving throw. Unfortunately, Dimitri does not because he opened the bag.
Fair enough.
You know, of all the places there were traps,
23.
it was Dimitri who complacently opened the trap.
That's good.
Okay.
I do recognise them. Yep, I had replaced them after you that trap. So.
And no mark to laugh.
I'd like to get damage.
So, Dimitri takes 30 points of fire damage.
Ooh. Okay, that get diminished somewhat, and he's got the
Oh yeah,
the fire resistant.
you also had disadvantage, so you get to roll again and see if it's worse.
Lucky Colin.
Oh no, sorry. Jeremy actually gets to roll with disadvantage to see if he gets worse. So Trellan's okay.
Oh, okay. So I thought I'd actually failed.
I read it that you actually get disadvantage on the saving throw, so you might get lucky.
Oh, okay. Well, unfortunately, I won't take the natural 20. So what percentage versus? Like a dex save?
It is a dexterity saving throw.
That would be 15.
15. Okay, so apparently you got the magic number and you take half damage, so you take 15.
Okay.
Which is not bad considering it's 9d10.
Lucky I did do that. Duck and roll.
So just so you know, the bag had another security feature on it with a thumbprint.
Which I probably could have got bypassed if I looked through or looked for it. I would have been able to bypass having already practiced on myself.
Yeah.
But the 15 damage, but ring of fire resistance brings that down to 8, and aspect of fire by 3 brings that down to 4.
Actually, we'll bring it by 3. We'll bring it down to 0.
Okay.
Because it's twice your proficiency.
Okay. Oh, it's a bonus.
So Trellan dives out of the way, and Dimitri just stands there going, "Whoops." Luckily,
Just
you.
Not out loud.
A little waft of Dimitri's smoke.
Luckily for Dimitri, he had put the other papers in his bag before he had let loose flame in the region. As bits of ash of what was in the bag destroyed. You think the really important stuff was inside the bag?
Yeah. We'll deal with that. Okay. I'm assuming there's effectively nothing left in the bag in the context?
No, that was the security feature. It detonated the bag, harming the person who opened it.
Yeah, and obviously also destroying the content, like protecting the contents of the bag by destroying them.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think that's up, and a perfectly valid security measure, the idea of last resort of if the enemy's getting access to your documentation, destroy it all. And okay, so after practicing his pre-evasion techniques from if you ever did get a high-level rogue.
Well, hey, I managed to roll less than almost half of what the average dice roll for 9d10 was.
Yep, that's right.
49 was
30
the average
points.
result.
Yep.
So you got lucky on that one.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you see that there is still the last room here.
One more room? Yeah, okay, we'll have a look.
In that room you see oddly tailored clothing hanging on racks and a number of narrow doors set into walls. Reflective glass surface hangs on the wall. This looks like a closet space with a bathroom capacity. Closet and bathroom.
Okay.
And
It's an odd weekend walk-in room.
Yep, and sitting on one of the surfaces, you see 2 little glass vials, each with a capsule inside it.
As in, like, they're not vials of liquid. They're actually a tablet type thing in each vial.
Yep, it's a vial just big enough to hold a tablet each.
Unless anyone's object otherwise, Dimitri will grab the 2 vials, but we'll have to look at later exactly what the that feels might be because he's thinking that I can see much value in holding something. Are the vials glass, or are they some of the plastic or the material that tends to be quite hard? Like, is it durable?
They look like they're designed to be broken open, but keeping the contents secure until then. So you can just bend it and snap it with your fingers if you try.
Okay. He'll go for wrapping the vials up in some cloth and putting them probably into a case type thing, so therefore they're not going to get burnt or broken. And yeah, look at those later and think about what they might
I
be.
think that's prudent. Yeah.
And you also find in one of the drawers another one of those pistols that fire the needles with multiple clips of ammunition.
Again, we will aim to quietly make that disappear. So, it's not like he doesn't trust the other members of the party at all.
Here, take this dangerous thing and wave it around and push the button.
I've got the eagle-eye longbow, so I'm all set.
That's it. Victor working on the idea of technically these weapons might be more dangerous, but our party members are highly skilled with their specific weapons, and to give them these other things is probably just reckless.
That's right.
And probably doesn't make them, well, it makes them much more dangerous without being more lethal, probably. So
now you believe that you have access to that room you couldn't get into previously.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a red card now. So it's potentially worth. Okay, now again, we went effectively up to the other end of the ship, and now we've gone off to one side, and after going through multiple rooms, I'm guessing we're probably we wouldn't be all the way down to.
So here's where the library is.
Yep.
Here's where the security stuff was. Here's where the cells are. That
yeah,
there is where the bodies were.
Yep.
This was the medical area. Here's where you found Bradshaw in these areas.
Okay.
That grey area in the centre was the main computer core.
Yep. And we came from the south underneath you, like below that finger?
You came
originally?
from in here.
Yep. And we walked all the way to the top to look for this other command control area.
That was the security area, and that was the command area.
Yeah.
Quarters.
Rather than going straight back to the central security area where we might as well go down, follow the right hand side of the ship as we look at it, and we'll come back in from that side. We'll look down, see if there's any other doors or things like that jump out and go, oh, look at me.
Camera.
There might be another instruction room or computer consoles or things like that.
Okay, as you start walking down that corridor, you get to a new room area.
And I will point out, Dweck a little bit more cautious again on his wandering, less complacent as he wanders around.
Well, having actually been bitten by the ship.
Thank God.
Just trying to get match numbers up to entries. So. You find a large room. love that when those things decide that they're going, no, I'm not going to work today. Technology is a fantastic beast.
Always.
So a tall, cylindrical metal creature moves through the ramshackled room. It stands more than 8 feet tall and has both pairs of sinuous steel tentacles ending in claws and a set of human-like arms. Its dome-shaped head is ringed with eyes, and strange rod or lever protrudes from its crown. You recognize it as a worker robot.
Does it appear to be doing anything at the moment?
It swivels and turns and looks at you and starts heading towards you.
I will flash the grey card.
It stops.
And then also pull out the worker console and see if I can check to see if there's any information from the other one as to how it's going, if it's working, but also then see if I can get indication as to what this one might be doing or what purpose is here.
Okay, so the worker robot says there is no worker robot within range.
Okay. So, but it does appear to be the same sort of thing. It appears to be very similar design to the one that we called and worked out on the
It does appear to have been modified from the one you called earlier.
Okay.
Well, if it's not doing anything important and it does like it didn't go back to what it was doing after we flashed the grey card at it. Again, we don't need to damage it unnecessarily at this stage, so we will let it be. What else was in this room?
Just other doors leading further south.
Okay. I guess we'll head further south.
Area 17. So it jumps. I've got 2 sections of the book to go through. There's the base adventure, and there's this expanded adventure. And anything with a circle is the expanded adventure. And so I have to jump between the non-expanded and the expanded areas.
Yeah.
Which is always fun. So I have a tissue marking the expanded area so I can jump to it quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so you come to what appears to be a large recreational area. Numerous couches and chairs are arranged about the room, creating intimate conversation spaces. Several colourful lamps, resembling half-deflated puffball fungus, are also present, each measuring 3 feet in diameter. Several smash boxes the size of a human are arranged against the north wall. Their exteriors once covered in garnished colours but now stained black by soot. Along the east wall are 6 curious oval-shaped spheres. One stark white, their exteriors are now dirtied and scratched. A seam is visible around the middle of each sphere, and a short flight of stairs leads up to the side of each of these weird orbs. And I get another handout.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the camera doesn't misbehave. That's what you see in that room. I'm sure there's nothing, so bad about the egg-looking shapes at the bottom down there. I'm sure that's not any intimidation thing at all there.
Do they look like they're...
Not to me, because I'm immune to disease and poison.
I was doing an aliens reference.
Yeah. Do they appear to be a normal part of the room, or do they appear to be a later edition?
They appear to be a later edition, but the room has been modelled to take them into account.
Ah.
Okay.
And each one has a black slot on the side.
Oh, excuse me. The black slots on the those chambers on the side on the wall.
The pods on the wall with the stairs leading up to them each have a jet black reader on the side.
Okay. Well, obviously, if they've got black cards, so that's obviously easier. Like anyone would be able to access that stuff.
So that is crew. Sorry, that is passenger access card.
Yeah. But we'll try a black card in one of the pod. We can see what happens.
Okay, you put it in. The top half of the pod slides up, and the lower half folds down, showing stairs connecting from the base of the room up into the pod itself, with a seat inside. What looks to be quite plush, with a white helmet and a comfortable looking seating area.
Okay, so from our perspective, it's stairs leading up to a throne.
Yep, with its own helmet. From a player's perspective, it looks like a VR pod.
Yeah, okay. So, and yeah, Demetrius looking at it thinking, yeah, they're up to a throne, but a throne that anybody could get to, because we knew that black cards were the lowest ranked card, not necessarily recognising passenger of ours. It's just the lowest of the low from his perspective. The
commoners.
like in the sense
How
of
dare
the hierarchy of the cards. So he's curious at the idea of why would black cards lead to such luxurious looking thrones? Yeah. Do they appear to be powered?
It does appear to be powered, otherwise the doors wouldn't have opened.
I think Demetrius got he's tempted to give it a try. The possibly is annoying him, the idea of, hang on, why are the plates getting a thrown? What's happening here? He will try taking up one of the phones and testing out the helmet.
So as you grab the helmet, it lowers down and covers over your eyes as you hear the sound of the door closing. And soon you hear a hum of music coming through the helmet, and you start to see numbers appearing on the screen that you can recognize as a 20-second countdown.
Oh.
The
Do you want me to break open? Do
the
you want to yell? Or?
It's not trying to yell anything yet, but so it's just with a hum coming through, or a music, or
well, it is a music. It's like waiting music. I think elevator music.
It's the elevator music, but the counting down. When it gets to about 9, and realising that, oh, hang on, there's something. Demetrius going to try and take the helmet off and get out. So, if you can.
Okay, so as soon as you take the helmet off, the door starts to open.
Okay.
And you hear the music cut off.
Okay. Well, yes. I will tell the others that, yes, they appear to be waiting pods, but waiting for what? I don't think it's worth finding out.
Unless you can somehow scan the outside of the ship in order to figure out how to get out of here.
No, these are. I don't think these are what we're looking for, so we'll keep moving.
Okay.
And. Sorry, next point.
I will give you an engineering check at that point.
And 19.
Okay, so from what you've seen of this vessel so far, you believe that was a historical recording simulator.
It was actually really something that Dimitri put in his own mind with his private future plans for this ship, was the sense of, yep, if I come back here thinking, hang on, it might be more of the instructional type stuff of like the games and things like that. And you were also just as happy to discourage the others from actually testing it, because the less people understand about the ship, the better as far as Dimitri's concerned.
Really?
Well, it means you might claim another location in the name of Dimitri.
And that is definitely part of Dimitri's future plans. He's already lining up things, and hang on, I'll just if I can retune the teleportation circle window up at the top of Crayoxicon to bring it over here, or possibly over to Uther's keep. So, but at this stage, he's not thinking it'll be advantageous for getting off the ship. So it's they come back later. So hopefully. But he knows that if he did sit in there and try and listen to the whole history, then the others might get concerned that he's been locked into this thing unwillingly. Yeah, so we will put those aside. The other seats and tables and stuff around, there's nothing else of interest.
Nothing else that seems operational or of interest.
Okay. Well, we will keep heading southwards then until we get to the next airlift type area, and then head back into the centre again.
You come to
interesting doors on the way.
You come to the eastern lift, which seems to be non-functional, flickering like the southern one.
Okay.
And you can see two yellow doors on the far wall.
I was about to say, so these don't appear to have the airlock system. They're different doors. The other airlock requires themselves. In which case then, Dimitri will try a yellow card on them.
Okay, the first one opens. And you see an attractive-looking human female dressed in strange garments occupying the room. Long, tall benches run along the perimeter of the chamber beneath several raised open cubicles. A couple of bed-like tables stand in rows down the center of the room. So, it just gives you another person to see. First person you've seen inside. That doesn't look dead.
Trap.
Aside from those that have been trapped.
So, that's what you see in that room. Yes, she is holding.
Greetings, man.
What you take to be some of the medical gear.
Yeah, okay. Greetings, man. Are you trapped here? Do you need a way out?
Okay, so you hear sounds of beeping coming from her for about a minute or so before she says, "Language module updated."
Uh-huh.
And then she says, "What is the nature of your medical emergency?"
Not emergency. We were concerned for your safety, man.
She looks at it. I seem to be operating at full capacity.
Noting, hang on, did the security droid actually make any comment when Demetrius tried to talk to it, saying, hey, there's nothing to see here, showing the yellow medical card, and then showing the orange security card? Did it actually make any comments or verbalizations?
It did not. You don't believe it considered any further communication to be worthwhile?
Okay. It seemed like it. As a player, I was just trying to see whether or not Dimitri had interactions with the robots vocally.
You had just the worker robot was the only one. The worker robot had interacted with you, but it also had the language.
Yeah. The style and tone of the language, would it be similar to what this young lady is using?
It was more simple. This one is using more complex language.
Still using terms like, I appear to be operating efficiently.
Yeah.
Well, that is pleasing to hear. And it is good to know that you're present with if a medical emergency does occur.
One has not occurred and it starts listing a really long number, days.
Well, that looked good on the work safety record.
Of course, she does also add, she does also add, you're the first patient in, sounds like exactly the same number of days.
What about all the skeletons that are around?
You have a feeling that either they didn't reach her for medical help or they died around the time of the number she said.
I was going to say, can Dimitri do the calculation in his head to work out exactly how many years we're talking about?
Sure, give me an engineering roll.
26.
You think it works out to roughly 500 years.
Okay. Well, in that case, then, it's good to hear that you're operating efficiently, and in the event of a medical emergency, you'll be the first one we send.
So the numbers were in the 170,000 days.
Right. Okay.
So beyond what most...
Congratulations.
Luckily she wasn't talking in hours.
Yeah. I mean, Dimitri was able to do the calculation where given in seconds. But how long the actual time left for the power was.
She does ask if you have any need of her services, or she will just simply power down until needed.
I do have one question before you power down. What was the nature of the previous medical patient, or the previous patient you had prior to our arrival?
Unknown contamination leading to full system failure.
Oh. Is the contamination now cleared?
Unknown. You were the first interaction in 170,000 days.
Thanks for your time, man. And yes, we're aiming to leave. Nobody's actually injured or anything like that, one another.
Technically, you have a couple of people injured, namely
Not seriously
Rachel
injured.
and Keisha, but you don't know where Keisha is.
Yeah. How seriously injured is Bradshaw?
Oh, he's
Well, if
taken
you
about
can get me
29
to the
damage.
open pit, then I can use my flying carpet to take you all down.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Well, okay, I think that's certainly an option. I mean, like and we might actually be at the open pit at the moment if we're one of the non-functioning lifts, but you said there was another yellow deal that's worth looking at.
Yep, there was a second door.
Yep.
A handsome human male dressed in a strange garment is present in this room. A table rests nearby with a large and somewhat cylindrical object standing beside it. A number of metal rods ending with curious and somewhat terrifying items protrude from the cylinder. So I will show you a picture of this one. So that one is probably a little more terrifying than the previous one.
Mm-hmm. Dimitri will back up immediately and say, "Yep, no medical problem here. We'll catch you later." I didn't like the look of his face, I better.
Okay.
Besides, he didn't look nearly pretty.
Okay, so he seems to hear the sound of him powering down as the door shuts. Do you think he powered up as the door opened?
I can't, well, because it's the sort of thing also that if Bradshaw was really, really badly wounded or injured, then maybe he might want to go under the medical assistance because unknown columns. But in fact, actually for him that might work better because magical healing doesn't work so well on him, does it?
It does not.
And maybe technological healing be great for him.
It might.
But we'll wait and see if he gets injured badly and I'll make it worthwhile to check.
As you head south, you can see the claw marks of what appears to be a six-legged cat as you're moving south.
Okay, I don't know if we had to go much further south, did we? If we were going to go back into the centre at that point. But if we're seeing evidence of, hang on, another something.
So, number 15 and 16 were the medical bays.
Yep.
Number 14, which is around the medical bays, is where the claw.
Okay, yeah. So we actually, yeah, that makes sense. If no one else if others haven't spotted the scratch marks, then Dimitri will certainly point them out and say, hey, something else is here.
Give me a nature roll.
Survival?
Nature. Survival to follow, nature to identify.
Nature is 28.
You believe that they are displaced of beast claw marks. And you can see orange doors on the other side of the lift as you're looking back towards the center corridor.
Okay, I Dimitri will point out the idea, hey, yep.
And floating down that corridor towards you are what appears to be brains with beaks and tentacles dropping from them.
Brains with beaks and tentacles.
Yep.
Do we recognize them at all?
Give me a... Definitely fall into the historical side of things here. So history.
Oh, actually, no, that might be okay. You said history? Yes. I've been thinking for a moment, but the natural one time come up. Dimitri's got his human traits of from all knowledge business. Means you can take 10 on history. Which gives him 22.
Okay, you recognize them as abominations known as growls.
Okay.
So you think
And how far away at the moment?
you think you're currently caught between growls and displacer beasts, as I say initiative.
Yep. But yes, Dimitri's action was basically amazing crossbow.
22.
And Dimitri is 13.
Where's my book? Here it is. Dimitri on 13.
Resident expert. From his ingenious focus, considers effectively take 10 on Arcana and History if the roll's less than 10.
Oh, that's always fun. Trying to find things that may or may not be in this version of the game. Well, I'll look in the older book for that one, and do we have this one? No, we don't. I think they are both monster manual specific. I know I have it.
Well, interestingly enough, it was the sort of thing that, as a player, my first instinct when sort of the place of these facts was, oh, okay, yep, warn the people and let's get out of here with that truck go. And then immediately I think, actually, no. Dimitri's perfectly happy for the rest of the party to help clear away these monsters within what's going to be his territory. But then actually turned out, hey, even if that's what he wanted to happen, apparently it's happening whether he wanted it or not. Right. But at least getting rid of these growls anyway. We haven't found the principles yet as far as we know, but
Just getting the initiative sorted out for everyone before you figure out who goes first. There we go, that's them. Okay, so Trellin is first. You can see these floating bodiless brains with long tentacles and sharp-looking beaks like parrots coming towards you.
I'll shoot those.
Okay, so give me an attack roll.
$21.
21. 21 is a hit.
$35 damage.
Okay, it takes the hit and continues moving.
Alright, I'll shoot again.
Crossbow, do you have the ability to, is it a repeating
no,
crossbow?
he used a longbow. Or a crossbow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got the
That's
crossbow.
the
That's
hit
good.
with crossbow.
Attacked.
Yep, that's fine. I'm just remembering that Jeremy had the other one. That one.
Yeah, that's right. I said crossbow, yeah.
30 damage. Piercing.
So
To the same one.
for the same, you got the same armor class?
It was 23.
Okay, so on a 23, you hit it and it seems to go down.
Woohoo!
Okay, so that is one of them seem to be out of the way. Then the other two
I'm
seem to
assuming Mark's not
continue.
back online.
I have not heard from him, so
Doesn't seem to be.
he was online for a little
Well,
bit and
right.
then disappeared. But he was on mute when he was online. So he
Yeah.
might have tried to get
Okay.
to us and we couldn't hear him.
Okay.
Okay, so it moves towards you with fairly decent speed and manages to come right up to Trallon and try to hit him. Don't give a great idea of doing so, but hey.
It's dealing with a displacer cloak.
I don't think a
So-
displacer cloak is actually necessary at this stage,
All right.
as it doesn't strike you at all. And the second one comes in to try to strike out at you. Which would, we only care about the displacer close if a 16 would hit you.
No.
So then, no, your displacer cloak doesn't seem to have any impact on this at this stage. Though from what Dimitri realizes, that they see where things are, they don't actually have sight.
Yeah. And I was thinking the fact that, hey, if these things hang around displacer beats, they're probably used to actually dodging displacement.
As in,
Okay.
you do know that they can't be tricked by invisibility or displacement or blurs or anything like that. They they hone right in on you. But if you get far enough away from them, they can't see you.
Okay. So they're effectively reading they're following brainwaves, which is what they can't find great job.
Okay, so that brings us to the displacer beasts coming up from behind towards Dimitri. I'm just trying to figure out how many of them there are. Because, hey, the map is so easy to read. Okay. Oh. Okay, so he hears 5 distinct growls behind him.
Right?
So this really
Okay,
is
good.
quite a challenging encounter.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you think they are coordinating.
We got 5 displacer beats, and how many growls or how many floating brains?
2 floating brains left, as one has been punctured.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 of the beasts leap forward to attack, whereas the others come in behind, ready to pounce afterwards. And they both attack Dimitri, who was at the back.
Okay.
So first one gets a 24 to hit.
Do they get affected by displacement? Because Dimitri also has a displaced cloak that we found at the bottom of the or in the churchyard with the slate old.
Okay. So they also have to deal with the.
They don't automatically get around their own displacement.
They do not, which helps them survive against each other.
Yeah.
So on a displacement, what is it again?
No, I think a mid-guy attack would automatically miss the first one. A melee attack is simply disadvantage jumping third time around, isn't it, Mark?
I believe it is disadvantage on this. Yes, so I roll a second
Yeah.
dice. Okay, so that is a 14 to hit you on its attack instead of 24.
14 more miss.
And then it attacks you. It attacks you a second time. So it's 2 attacks.
Okay.
And apparently it's gone for a lower score of 8.
Still miss. In fact, that critically misses would make a difference, but.
And then the second one jumps in and also tries to whack at you with its floating fronds and hits an armor class 18.
Remembering that it also has disadvantage on the first one, but 18 misses anyway. So.
And well, I gave him disadvantage on all of them.
Oh, exactly.
Because it doesn't say
Yeah.
first attack, it just says causing attack rolls to have disadvantage.
Oh, okay, yep. That's an ongoing type thing.
The
Yep.
trait is disrupted if they hit you.
Ah, yep. When they've actually worked out where you are.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah, they don't manage to enter based on that.
Okay, so both of those beasts right beside you have lost their displacement for a round as they have triggered their critical failure. As you can see, there are 9 flailing limbs.
They've got 9 each, you mean, or?
They each have 6 legs, 2 shoulder stalks, and a tail. So technically, 9 limbs coming off them.
Oh.
So the official displacer beast has a lot of limbs,
Indeed.
So
It only attacks with 2 of them.
but only attacks with those things,
Yep.
which you should be glad they didn't hit you with.
Yeah.
For its size, they are extremely deadly. So, that brings us to Dimitri to save the day, as he sees that there are 3 of these beasts that haven't attacked yet, but have moved into leaping range, so they might actually leap between the 2 of you if you give them space.
And how much is leaping? Like, so how close are they there?
They're about
ready to jump in.
They're 20 feet from you on the other side of the creatures, because each creature takes a 10 by 10 space.
Yeah.
Which is why only 2 can attack you at once, because they can't squeeze past easily.
Yeah. But Dimitri will actually drop the crossbow. The idea that these things are way too close already. And he's going to go for casting a spell instead, just for variety from a wizard.
Do you have combat casting?
Sorry?
Do you have combat casting?
Where am I? Take a peek? No.
Okay. I believe casting while in combat has issues.
If you're technically, with his college training, he's got the whip or the agile spellcaster that means you can move up to 15 feet and part of a spell without a cutting attack opportunity.
Then that will help.
Where might be that on?
It's been a while since I've actually looked up all the specifics of those things.
Yep. Yes, he's taken that. The quick means you can cast the spell with a bonus action, and there's the other one that means you can be moving part of his as part of the spell.
Okay, so the good thing is there is no attack of opportunity for casting a spell, and you can do it in melee.
Oh, okay then.
Unless they have the feat or the special abilities that allow them to attack.
Oh, like the spell stopper type feats, but
Yeah.
you can't fight against spellcasters. So, okay, well, either way then, we'll go with some burning hands for me because they're way too close as far as to be
And
concerned.
you will get all 5 of them with your burning hands.
Nice. And they will. For 12, 14, plus 8, 22 points of fire damage.
And what is the DC?
DC will be, no, not that page. On that one. DC is 18. Although that seems low. Must be 19, because it'll be in plus proficiency plus 8, isn't it?
Yep, that is usually what it is.
Yeah. So 19.
Okay, so how much damage did you say? 22?
22, yeah.
So you think 2 critically failed, and 3 of them took and all 5 of them took damage, and none of them. So the 2 that critically failed look like they've reached the bloody condition, and the other 2 do not. Other 3 do not, and they all look angry.
Okay, I will then backing up as part of that spell, and I'll also use a bonus action to send off a firebolt. So it will hit AC 24.
24. Okay, so treat that as a critical hit.
Okay. Oh, that can happen. Total is 16, 24, 48 points of damage. So it'll be on the closest one that did the closest one.
Okay,
I don't know if it was the more damage or not.
Looks like you now have 3 bloodied of these creatures.
Okay.
And they do look angry as they're growling at you rather menacingly. So that's over to Trellin now as you get to round 2.
So how close are is it Grills and the Displacer Beasts?
So the Displacer Beasts are right next to Dimitri behind you.
Well, no, you backed up a bit, so it's backed up about 10 foot.
Dimitri backed up about 10 foot, so they're about, so that would put them at about 15 to 25 feet from you, whereas the Grull are within 10 feet of you.
And I'm assuming there's about 20 feet or so between us, is that right?
I'd say that both, well, there's about 20 feet between the Growls and the Displacer Beasts.
Oh, okay.
So can I cross over to the Displacer Beasts and use Sharpen the Blade, which is a bonus action, and it allows me to add up to 3 points to attack and damage rolls?
You can do that.
Alright. Ooh, 19. So that would be 34.
So you got a 19 to hit or a 34 to hit?
A 34 to hit.
Okay, so you critically hit the first one.
And a 10, so that becomes 25.
Okay, so you take down the first Displacer Beast.
Okay.
Do you have any more actions?
So I got a 25.
Okay.
You attacking the... so was that another attack?
The same, well, the other Displacer Beast, but I assume it's
At 25...
not a critical hit.
Well, the 25 actually comes out as a critical hit as well.
Oh, okay.
Haven't got very good accent.
But these two don't have their displacement up because of their critical misses.
Ah.
Right. So that is 33 damage, or however you adjust it for critical hits.
Did you double it? No.
No.
33 is what you rolled, so 66 is the damage.
Okay, so it also goes down.
Right. Okay, so that's my 2 hits. Awesome.
With that, I also have to look at the 2 closer ones. Were they the bloody ones, or were they good
What?
bloody ones, or any of those?
One was bloodied, one was not.
Marvelous. Okay, so
Awesome.
2 bloody and 1 damage after that. Nice.
Okay.
No worries.
So then the 2 growls close in on Dimitri because he's the closest.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Hey, it's natural I go for Dimitri anyway, because he's got the bigger brain.
And the first one hits armor class 20.
20 will hit.
Okay. So you need to make a Constitution saving throw versus poisoned.
That's a shame. I wouldn't have had to make the poison save.
That's all right. We'll hopefully get around it. He's on a bell, okay? No.
After
it's,
taking 7 damage as well.
Jack Dimmer's the one with poison. Sorry, 7 damage from poison, did you say? Or 7 damage?
7 damage before the poison kicks in.
Well, that actually doesn't actually get me. That get my arcane ward. 7 points on it. So I still take the roll with Constitution save.
Well, technically no, as it didn't actually touch you, but you are now grappled,
Grapple, okay.
which means you can't move.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't
And
actually affect casting spells, does it?
it doesn't stop you casting spells, but then it also starts to bite you because it's now got you grappled.
Makes sense.
So it has advantage on attacks with that, which counteracts the disadvantage of the displacement.
Yep.
Oh, but it's also hit you, so your displacement is down.
No, that guy, this place is not bad anyway, so.
So in that case, it gets a 22 to hit you.
22 will hit.
And I actually have to pull out the D4s. I don't do that very often. As it does 6 points of damage.
Oh! Lucky we got the nurse nearby.
Then the other one attacks you with its tentacles,
Mm-hmm.
hitting armor class 20,
20 will hit.
doing 12 points of piercing damage.
12. Give me 18 total.
And now you get to make that poison saving throw.
Constitution saving throw of. What is my con saving throws? 23.
Okay, you're good. Just so you know, it was a paralytic,
Uh-huh.
which is just an amusing thing to have there. It's like, you've got 2 people working and then one's paralyzed. Okay, and it also has you grappled and it tries to bite you. Hitting an armor class 19.
19 will hit.
Doing 5 points of damage.
Okay. 23 total.
As the 2 of the displaced beasts close in on Trellin.
Yep.
Who has displacement on him, so their first attack against you
I've got AC 20.
is a miss because they don't even get anywhere near it. Second attack on you is also a miss because it got 19.
Nice.
Then the second one attacks you with a 12, and then attacks you again with a... Actually hits a 21.
It's insane, yeah. 15, 16? Oh, yeah. At least the plane displacement only gets a bit locked on home. You can chill it in time.
Just reading the cloak of displacement, and exactly if you take damage, the property ceases to function until the start of your next turn. So
exactly the same as Displace the Beast.
Right.
Okay, so it does 7. It does 11 points of damage to you, with half of that bludgeoning and the rest piercing. So it does both bludgeoning and piercing damage. Okay, so it is now Dimitri's go. You're feeling a little bit worse for wear right now.
Indeed.
You've actually
And
been
3 hit points.
You've been hit.
Excellent. 3 hit points. That's almost more than he's taken the entire campaign.
And no bread short of witness.
And we've got 2 Gwells on me at the moment, don't I?
You do. Both grappling you.
Yeah. Where am I? That one. Well, I guess they're in range. It's probably appropriate to do a second burning hands. So if I can't though, I'm not going to be people actually on me. Okay, so we'll go another burning hand. So their DC is 19 again. 10, 11, 19 points of damage.
Okay.
Presumably on both of them.
I'm assuming you can get them both in there quite easily.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's 2 19s?
38.
Okay, so you deal 38 points of damage to them.
Oh, that's nice.
As they're not immune to fire or resistant to it.
Good work.
Nice.
But you do remember that electricity has no effect on them.
Well, who'd mess around with electricity anyway? It's almost as bad as
fire as
cold
well.
stuff. Almost as bad as cold stuff from Dimitri's perspective.
Okay, so Trellin, you can see that Dimitri has gotten himself in a bit of a bind. Literally.
Well, I'll stick on the Displacer Beasts because they seem the higher threat.
Yeah, he's got under control. Don't worry about it.
He's just hanging around.
Also, my Cloak of Displacement has reset.
Yeah.
So I'll have a go at those two. So one is 24.
24 becomes a critical hit.
Oh, nice. And the other one is a 32.
Also becomes a critical hit.
Are they both killed?
How much damage do you roll?
Yeah, okay. They're both damaged already, but yes, how much damage you actually do?
Uh, 37.
So 37 on the first one.
Which is doubled to 74.
Okay, so you pummel the head off that one.
It's slight pace of overkill.
And that one's 64, so I've included that.
You've already doubled that?
Critical hit.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you hear the crunching sound of the skull shattering inside the head
Okay.
as it drops limp, leaving just one before you.
And I'll use a bonus action just to, I don't know. I think there's a deft strike ability. Magical martial arts. 2d4 plus 5. Oh, that's pretty good. So 12 damage. Just to keep them on their toes.
How did you do that with?
I used a chi point.
Yep. And that gave you another attack, or did it instantly damage something?
No, it didn't. No, it was 24 damage. 24
Yeah,
to hit.
24 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, 24 to hit, it becomes a critical hit.
Oh, okay, so that's
So you double that 12 to 24.
yeah, that one.
So you do 24 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, that one now looks bloody.
Alright. And that's the last one?
That is the last of the displaced
Last of
space.
the fight base, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And I'll be back over once I've finished this one off.
No problem. Dimitri's got handled, don't worry.
That's what we said, Dimitri's just hanging around.
Right.
As Dimitri's immobilized from movement, his displacer does not kick back in.
Yep.
Ah. Sorry.
No, that's cool. It's not a problem. But Dimitri did not use his bonus action last time, quite deliberately.
Okay, so
Oh, okay. So he wants to get out of the...
the first one attacks with its tentacles, trying to wrap them around Dimitri.
Okay.
Gets a armor class of 16,
16 will miss.
and then tries to bite him. We have an armor class of 18.
18 will also miss.
The second one tries to hit you with its claws, getting a 22.
22 then bounces off the shield that Dimitri brings up as a reaction to the shield spell.
Does it stay only for that or till the end of the round?
It lasts until beginning of Mighty's turn, I think, from memory.
And then it gets another 22 on its attack, which means it'll probably bounce off again.
Yeah, you'll miss. I'm fairly positive. Where's abilities? You create a similar rotation to attack. Before the spell ends, you gain a +5 bonus in AC, and then you make this automatic. Duration's 1 round. So technically, it lasts until the next round. But those will be the beginning of their action. So yes, if the displacer beast decides to attack me in the meantime, I get the shielding to me up. But if the by the time the grells were attacking, it's down again. So.
Okay, so that brings us to the one remaining displacer beast as it attacks Trellin.
Alright.
First attack. It's an armor class 19.
No. Because I used the bonus action to do the agile, whatever it is, it adds 2 to my armor class.
And then its second attack.
Nice.
is enough to make its displacement drop
Oh.
because of your extra boost.
Basically, critically failed.
It's looking puzzled as it's no longer displaced. Brings us to Dimitri to see how he survives being squeezed.
And there's still two on me, but they're both badly damaged, aren't they?
They're not. Well, technically, they're both bloodied. Yes.
Yeah, they can't probably, yeah. They'll be pretty good in the burning hand, got them bloody. But unfortunately, I don't have another burning hand readily available.
Can you just drop another spell slot on it because you're a wizard? You don't actually put burning hands into spell slots. It's one of your known spells, so you can use as many of them as you've got slots. Just that they're all, I believe, they're all first level though, unless you have to opening them.
Excellent. Well, I've been talking to the first one anyway, because that's what I've had myself down as having memorised for that. So yeah, I haven't been playing with the idea of effectively having spell slots for spells, but that's okay. I'll stick with what I've got for the time being, and I'll work out with you afterwards. Say, oh, hang on, what could have I done instead? So for the time being, though, we will just go with a firebolt on one of them. AC, then my plus that one. Plus 11 is 27 to hit.
27 becomes a critical hit.
7 and 6 is 13, plus 8 is 21, total of 41 points of damage.
Okay, it goes down. So you can actually cast Burning Hands using any of your spell slots, as long as you've got it, as long as you've got it prepared. Unlike Pathfinder, Level Up and 5th Ed has a list of prepared spells and a list of spell slots. They are separate.
Oh, okay. So you don't actually prepare spells into certain levels. You just
you can have all your spells prepared as level 1 spells, or all of them prepared as your highest level spell slot, even if I can only cast your highest level spell slot.
Okay. Yep. I will play with that some more then. I will take a bonus action and I will see if I can take the other one out with another fireball. Which again is 27 to hit.
That's also a crit.
For 8, 16, 32 damage.
And it goes down.
Neat.
So Dimitri gets a double kill for his first kill in the
Well done.
And that brings us to round number 4. Hard to believe it's only 4 rounds as Trollin's up. Against the last species that's been bloodied.
Okay, so roll 26.
26 does become a critical hit.
Okay. Uh, 30 damage becomes 60 damage.
Okay, so you take it down with 1 blow.
Well, I think you've already blooded it.
As you have taken down 6 out of the 8 creatures by your hands alone. Well, your bow.
Well, I had to sharpen the blade, so that adds 3 to the attack and damage rolls. So.
Which does help. So yes, you've managed to successfully defeat 3 growls and 5 displacer beasts that were working together when they each had pretty high numbers of hit points.
A fairly low ACs, which was advantageous. Yeah. And more importantly, from Dimitri's perspective, we see that's on the level for his domain.
As your characters now take a break, this might be a good point for us to finish up for the night, considering we are past quarter past 10.
Yeah. Although one thing before we do, can Dimitri recover any of the appropriate components from a displacer beast for bits and pieces? So I'm sure they've got some cool, useful, arcane value.
So do the growl.
I don't know talk about growls.
As long
I don't know growls well enough to know.
You did make a check on them and got well enough to identify them, so you could do a
Yeah.
survival check to harvest components from them.
Okay, I will aim to do that from each of them, because
And if you have a carving kit designed for harvesting, a harvesting kit, you would actually get to add that to your survival roll.
no, he has a lot of tools, but carving is not specifically amongst them, so how many beats you cover with it?
There were 8 beasts in total.
Okay. Well,
I'm happy for you to do 2 rolls, one to represent the growls.
No,
One to represent
I'll
the
roll a 5 for the displacer. Survival check. Where am I? +9. So the lowest roll is a 14, and then it goes to 20.
Well, I was saying roll once for the displacer beast all up,
Oh, okay. We'll re-roll then. So,
and once for the growl all up. That way, it covers your knowledge of their anatomy and what's useful.
yeah, okay. I was more still the idea if I haven't done it individually, then hey, one of them I might stuff up, but hopefully I get something out of some of them. So, so 19 on the displacer beast and 23 on the ground.
Okay, next session I should hopefully have some more details on what you can get. So I've got all these books on harvesting from animals and what you can get.
Oh, that's cool. What I should have done, I should have dragged them into the nurse or the nursing station. They could have cut them up neatly, probably.
Unless they put them back together.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
It
It was a great year, really.
Absolutely, yes.
It has been.
It is. And have a good Christmas and New Year if I don't catch up with any either of you beforehand. So,
I will, and you guys too. I'll put it on end credits, so anything else we want to say won't be recorded.
yep.